Oh, that's right, baby. It is Friday night and it is time to party. I am the man you may know as Z from Our Reviews Will Kill You on the Party Time podcast. And I'm here to bring you news, reviews, and all that other good stuff. It truly is a party because we have no noobs around. So we could get down. We could do all sorts of freaky things tonight, as it is the day after New Year's Day. So it's the first episode of the new, well, it's not true. It's the first official podcast of the year. Nunu did do a live stream with a Netherlandish young boy, which many people had many opinions about, and was kind of interesting because they were not very positive. But if you want to check that out, be sure to check it out. He's on a Walmart Wi-Fi internet, so it's just amazing. So that's right, you get me, and we're gonna go all night, baby. We're gonna go all night. I gotta make sure everything, all the bells and whistles are working. I gotta make sure we're here, we're in charge. I think the stream is fully functional. And have we got an amazing show for you tonight, especially when it's just little old Z here with you. What are we going to do? We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about Nicolas Cage as John Boom Madden. Yeah, most people probably don't even remember who John Madden is. Zuckerberg just giving out gifties all over the place. There's a petition to deport Nicki Minaj. HBO is on the canceling spree. Lots of things getting axed. Anthony Joshua got wrecked. In not the way you think he got wrecked. The Eagles are like little baby children who like to eat off the baby menu. Stranger Things made some mistakes. And then they did that Game of Thrones thing where they edited them out because they're pretty cool, right? MTV, the thing that made so many people famous, is about to end. What is our culture turning into? It's astonishing. It's not a good thing. And outrageousness, police have seized 55 pounds of meth amphetamines as Christmas presents. Disney worker gets smashed by a boulder. Some thieves do it the old-fashioned way. They get drilling, which is hot. We're going to go in or out on Madden because we're doing a story about Madden, and I had no idea that Madden had a teaser, which I watched. So now we know what it is. And then we're going to do some reviews. I'm going to do Bugonia, which just came out on streaming, Neverending Story, and then Stranger Things, the season finale. I'm going to try to do as few spoilers as possible. I'm just going to rock it the old-fashioned way, where it is, it's just chill. I'll do some like mildly amusing, entertaining things about non-spoiler stuff, and maybe I'll give a full breakdown in a separate video just to keep things spicy and lively for you guys, because I feel like there's a lot to talk about, and I don't want to get too far into it because that might cause people to be sad. So that's what we're doing. I forgot to do my shot. This is my first shot of the new year, probably. Oh my god. That is Jägermeister that we do as a tradition around here. And it keeps my homeless body warm in those long, difficult nights out on the streets. But I think what we'll do first is get ourselves onto the news. That's amazing. I can do the news, and Noob's not even going to be here for me to say anything. I can just say whatever I want. He won't even talk. He won't acknowledge anything. What an absolute degenerate. Yeah, usually I do the show how I want to do the show. And if that guy wants to show up, he can. But he is an injured little baby because he has baby bird bones. And his little baby bird bones make it very difficult for him to do anything. So What you gonna do when being a snowboarder runs wild on you? Oh, there is people talking in the chat, and I cannot see it. Why am I missing this? All chat. I am missing some of the chat here, people. I am very sorry about that. I cannot see... Doc, you're going to have to police the chat for me because I cannot see the live stream for some reason. Where did they go? Maybe because they're small? Make them small? Maybe because I have to hide this? No. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not getting the chat from the vertical feed on YouTube. Oh, I see Noob is there. And then, yes, Fire Noob. Okay, he is here. How come I can't see? You guys are watching on your damn cell phones, aren't you? You son of a beach balls. You could be watching on Rumble. Or you could be watching on your cell phone in various different ways and states and things. I will try to keep multiple things going at the same time here. But for whatever reason, they're supposed to be on stage and I don't see them. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, can't post comments to some destinations. You son of a bitch. I like it a lot. Let's see if that posts. I can see that. Yeah. How do you like them apples? Anyway, let's get on to the news. Let's talk about remove other media. Shut up. Shut up. Let's talk about John Madden. John Madden. Well, John Madden is a person I would suspect most of you have no idea who this guy is. But what's funny is Nicolas Cage is going to play him. NFL legend. He's the guy who, if I remember correctly, he like made the very first turducken on Earth. He stuffed a turkey with a chicken with a duck. And then he added like 18 legs onto it so that everybody on the winning team could have a leg, like a drumstick or something like that. It would be for every Thanksgiving game. I feel like John Madden was there. He was a big boy. He was a big eater. Nicolas Cage looks nothing like him, so I don't really understand why he is part of this whole thing. It's a little bizarre to me. Like what? He doesn't look like him at all. Christian Bale's in this, which is weird. And Christian Bale doesn't know anything about football. He's a British man. What is he doing here? He has no idea. It's very bizarre. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this whole thing. I do have... I could tell you a couple facts about John Madden. John Madden did not like to fly, so he liked to take the bus everywhere. He was also he was really big into American history and those type of things. Like, he liked to check out historical moments when he was traveling around the country. And yes, Noob, your stream sucked because it kept getting interrupted by your not very good. American History X. Big fan of American History X. Who? John Madden? I don't think he was. John Madden was not a fan of American History X. Why is your mom not on this stream, Noob? I should have invited her over as a co-host to this house that I break into to do a podcast in. Well, this is an Amazon movie, so maybe that's why it's got it. I don't know who David O. Russell is, but it's a John Madden biopic. He was an NFL legend who served as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. So most people probably know the Raiders as the Vegas Raiders, but they had a history before that. And he was a pop culture icon through the failed football game of NFL Madden that Noob pays for all the time. It's like a $100 game that he gladly shills out every single year. I think there's only like 18 years of Madden. Did he ever win? Oh, he did win took the Raiders to the Super Bowl in 1976. Holy macaroni. And then, yeah, Christian Bale is going to play Al Davis, the owner of the Raiders. Are you kidding me? That's wild. For some of us, Shane Gillis is going to be like a fan, I guess, like a super fan or something. I don't really get it. It'll be interesting. Yes, I am missing all of the juicy chat. And it's hard. I know it's so hard. So anyway, I think that's all amusing, and I don't know how I feel about it. He does look kind of chunky, though. He did put on some weight, so he's got the chunky part down, and we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know why anyone would care about a John Madden biopic. You know who might care, though? Mark Zuckerberg. He cares, because he cares a lot, especially about his neighbors. Now, this seems to be... I don't know if this is a fake story or not. I'm going to assume it's real. But Mark Zuckerberg gifted noise-canceling headphones to his Palo Alto neighbors because of his nonstop construction at his 11 homes. First of all, why does this man have 11 homes? You can't live in all 11 of them. And why are they all in the same town? Are half of them places where you film adult material? Is that what we're doing here? Is that why he doesn't want us to hear what's going on? He doesn't want us to hear the truth? I think that's a possibility. So I don't know what the Zuck's got in store for everybody. But that seems pretty shady. Yes, he's got a Diddy hotel going on. I wouldn't be surprised, man. If you have 11 houses, I mean, if some of them are unoccupied, I would be happy to live there rent-free. So maybe this is why so many homeless people go to California, because you can just live in empty houses that billionaires have. Who knew? Who knew? I mean, a homeless man tried to move in with Nancy Pelosi, and maybe it didn't work out that good, but that was a first-time trial. There could have been more, but that time was just a first-time trial. You know? Apparently, he's the billionaire co-founder of Facebook and CEO of Meta. Meta sucks. He spent $110 million purchasing at least 11 homes on Edgewood Drive and Hamilton Avenue over the past 14 years, transforming this once idyllic neighborhood of lawyers, business executives, and Stanford University professors into a zone dominated by construction equipment, surveillance, and lavish parties. Diddy parties! He's a man straight out of Diddy. Some of these properties were recently purchased sit unoccupied. I knew it. Despite the region being known for its acute housing shortage. Yes, that's right. Oh my gosh, you're telling me that they've converted some of them into guest homes, lush gardens, pickleball courts, a pool with a hydro floor. What is a hydro floor? How does a pool have what is a hydro floor? Please, someone tell me. I might need to visit this house to get me a hydro floor experience. No, wrong, Google. Hydro floor. It's a high-tech movable pool floor system that transforms a swimming pool into a solid usable surface like a patio deck or event space at the push of a button, while allowing adjustable water depths for safety and different activities. What? What the heck? It's a transformer pool? How is that a thing? It's a transformer pool. I have no words for that. You know what? He added 7,000 square feet of space. But guess what? That's not as big as that gingerbread house we talked about last week. There was a 40,000 square foot gingerbread house. So, not acceptable, Zuck. Not acceptable. So he's just annoying, and he's annoying all of his people. I vaguely remember him annoying people in Hawaii, too. So that seems to be par for the Zucker course, is that he's just going to annoy people with his stuff. Yes, he probably has freak-offs, and in fact, I would assume that his his that movable floor turns into a secret Diddy pool filled with Diddy oil. Did he corner the market on Diddy oil? I believe so. Anyway, that's very exciting. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for being a prick. What would we do without you? How many houses does he own? Lake Tahoe, a mansion in Washington, D.C. He owns 2,300 acre estate in Kauai, Hawaii. So he's annoying. Mark Zuckerberg. Congratulations, sir. But you know who's... Well, I don't know if she's annoying. I don't even know what songs she has. She's not Megan Thee Stallion. She is Nicki Minaj. I don't know... Did she do WAP? I don't think so. That WAP song? Who did WAP? That's got to be Megan Thee Stallion, right? Cardi B did that song. Okay. Nicki Minaj, did she do Anaconda? How about just songs that were popular? Bang Bang? Anaconda. Yes, she did Anaconda. I had a feeling she would. That seems like something Nicki Minaj might do. Well, Nicki's turned political, apparently, and very Christian. And that's pissed off a lot of people. There's an online backlash. They want people to deport Nicki Minaj. Last time I checked, it had like 100,000 signatures. Deport Nicki Minaj to Trinidad. After she showed up at a Turning Point USA event on Sunday, December 21st, alongside political commentator Erica Kirk, where she praised DJT, President DJT, calling him handsome, dashing, and a good role model. How dare she? They want to deport her back to her home country of Trinidad. Seems the most viable solution to curtail her harmful actions. All she did was call for them to stop murdering Christians or something. Isn't that what she did? I would have thought they wanted her deported after she was dressing like a hoochie mama, but that's apparently not as harmful. It would ensure the safety of American citizens and send a clear message that harassment and support of criminal activity will not be tolerated. What are they talking about? Oh my gosh, she is an illegal immigrant. The rapper 43 had previously stated in a 2018 Instagram post that she came to this country as an illegal immigrant at 5 years old. She deleted her Instagram account following Turning Point USA. I mean, Pedonica, I don't under... Oh, okay. I guess they're saying... What? Her husband is a registered sex offender? What? What is going on here? Yeah, you can't trust anybody anymore. I mean, not that I ever trusted Nicki Minaj. That doesn't seem like a thing I would do. But as far as... all of this is very wild. I don't really understand. Doc is a member of the Premium Diddy Hotel. Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I don't really understand. It's kind of weird. It's one of the weird things that's going on, you know? So, where do you stand? Do you want Nicki Minaj deported, or are you willing to tolerate her sassy but relatively benign singing about anacondas? I don't know. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. I don't really know what's going on anymore with anybody. I just assume everybody's possessed by demons as I rant at them as I live on the street. So everyone's just possessed by demons. It's all good. So anyway, how do you feel about HBO canceling a bunch of shows I mostly never heard of? I feel good because I predicted one of them would get canceled. I essentially would assume that these are just money laundering. HBO somehow owed Sam Mendes for that for doing that terrible Bond movie. So, like, how about we pay you for a TV show that will get canceled in one season that is awful, and you don't have to work very hard, and just pretend like you know what you're doing. Not a bad deal, if I do say so myself. The Franchise, executive produced by Oscar-winning director Sam Mendes. That was one that was like behind the scenes look at a film that's part of a larger superhero film franchise. I tried watching it, and it was so awful. I just could not keep going with it. It was just untenable. It could not continue. It made me sad on the inside. So I stopped watching it after like 2 episodes. There's also too much inside baseball on making movies. Like, I just didn't care. That was canceled after 1 season. Bookie got canceled. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of it. It's a comedy series that follows chaotic life of a Los Angeles bookie trying to keep a business afloat. Well, that sounds like it sucked. And it had a 2nd season, but that didn't last very long. Oh, look at this. They're canceling a Mindy Kaling show. Shocker. Just like they canceled Velma, right? Sex Lives of College Girls. I don't know what some 40-something-year-old mom knows about the sex lives of college girls, but it's a teen comedy drama that follows the lives of 4 freshman roommates in a fictional Vermont college. Yeah. The show was successful for the first 2 seasons. Yeah, success is not built on Rotten Tomatoes ratings. The first season got 97%, and the second earned a 93%. That's probably the same as Velma got. The 3rd season was not received well. Yeah, you turned off the pay nozzle and got a 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, they stopped paying for it. And the star, she knew better. She knew she had to get out of there, so she left. And after the 3rd season flop, it was canceled. And then here's another one. See, this is all clearly just money laundering. This is a J.J. Abrams show, and LaToya Morgan. Duster is a crime. I could have told you this would get canceled. This is a crime thriller series that follows the FBI's first black woman agent as she works to stop a crime syndicate boss with the assistance of a getaway driver. Yeah, that sounds incredibly boring, and I would not watch any of these shows. So I, for one, am very excited that they canceled it. It's all good in the hood, man. I will absolutely take that. Please cancel. Let's see. What can we go to next? We can go... Oh, this one's... I don't know if this is a sad story. I don't really know what's going on in this. So you and I will figure this one out together. Anthony Joshua. The guy who just knocked out Logan Paul or Ruben Paul. What's the kid's name? He just boxed one of the Paul brothers. Because I can't tell them apart. People keep telling me there's a difference between the two of them, and I just don't see it. They look exactly the same to me. Who is he? Jake Paul. There you go. I knew it was some sort of Paul person. Well, Anthony Joshua's driver in the fatal crash was charged with 4 counts, including driving without a valid license. So what happened? The driver of the car involved in a fatal crash that injured Anthony Joshua and killed 2 of his close friends was named and charged on Friday. Coyote Adenenia was driving the Lexus SUV that collided with a stationary truck on the Lagos Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State, Nigeria on December 29th. Don't drive in Nigeria, friends. Take helicopters or private jets, preferably. You know what I mean? What is he? I don't know. They're fighting with each other. Doc and Noob are fighting with each other. You can join that fight in the chat. Please do. As they're fighting over who gets to massage who. Because Noob doesn't have a team in the NFL, the scripted NFL anymore. So, Joshua was initially hospitalized following the crash and discharged on Wednesday after being deemed clinically fit to recuperate at home. He didn't suffer any major injury. So I guess they had a driver, and he didn't have a driver's license, and he just drove into a stationary car. That just seems like a bad idea. The driver denied all the charges, and he was granted bail for 5 million Naira, which is the Nairobian currency, which is about $3,480. He killed 2 people, and they're just like, whatever, man. Preliminary investigation ruled that the SUV Joshua was traveling in was over-speeding. I would think they would just call it speeding, but over-speeding, fine. Which led to the front tire on the passenger side bursting and the subsequent loss of control of vehicle during the overtaking maneuver where it crashed into a stationary truck. This dude's British. Why are you in Nigeria, dude? Can't you go someplace where the tires of cars won't blow up? I feel like you could afford that. I don't know. I am saddened by this. Speaking of athletes who are doing sad things and are baffling people, a passenger flying to Rome discovered the Philadelphia Eagles team menu left behind, and the entire internet has had a laugh. Yes, because the Eagles are apparently not eating well. Let's see what's on this menu here. I find it to be sus. Sean Heiska, a Philly native, shared on social media what is believed to be the menu for the Philadelphia Eagles on their short charter flight home from Buffalo to Philadelphia following their game against the Bills. All right, let's take a look here. I am prepared to judge this menu and judge it harshly. Let's take a look. First on the menu, we have Italian hoagie. Sounds perfectly fine. Why is it so hard? Okay, it's much easier to read here. Buffalo chicken wrap, also perfectly fine for entree orders. I feel like a flight from Buffalo to Philadelphia to Buffalo does not require a full menu, but maybe it does. We've got, so that was the entree choices. And then you've got snacks, beef jerky, Uncrustables. All right, that's a little sus. Blueberry Chobani yogurt, cheese and crackers. What kind of cheese and crackers, please? Fig bars and granola packs. First of all, anyone who eats figs is an insane human being. If you understood the life cycle of a fig and what it was made out of, and just get used to the idea of eating wasps and tell me if that sounds appetizing to you, because I ain't eating any figs. Oh, okay. Well, geez, I missed. Where did I miss all of these comments? All of a sudden, magically popped up. Yes. Hola. Hey, where did all these comments come from? I missed all of this conversation. Jeez. Soy products are feminizing and nearly indigestible. Yes, that is true. What is going on here? Where did I missed all of this chat. Either way, I was ranting about figs, mind you. Beverages, bottled water, Gatorade, grape juice, grapefruit juice. That's lame. All right, the only 2 things that are sus on this menu are Uncrustables because they're for little baby children. And the figs. No one on earth should eat a fig. Figs are for weirdos who like to eat bugs. They will have you eat the bugs by having you eat figs. See, they introduced those things back in the 60s probably so that they could start getting you used to eating bugs. Because figs are made of bugs. And I refuse to eat wasps. It is not going to happen. Why is Noob Noob free with African sausages? I don't know. Probably not on a flight with the Eagles. That's what I would say. Do not fly with the eagles if you want to stay free of wasp food and Uncrustables. Aren't Uncrustables are the things like babies eat, right? I don't think I've ever even seen an Uncrustable. Is that like a sandwich with no crust on it? I assume that was a thing. Just like Mama used to make. Most commercial food is GMO poison. Yes, of course it is. But what you need to do... figs are still made of wasps. I would rather eat GMO poison than wasps if I had a point. What's Mexican sausages? Oh my gosh. Let's talk about other mistakes that people have been making. Do you remember when Game of Thrones had that mistake where they were just leaving coffee cups in like every scene? And people were like, this show is going... And I think that was the exact point when the show started going downhill. Was when they were leaving their Starbucks coffee cups in like every single scene possible. Which is very bizarre. I don't understand that whole concept. But Stranger Things also had some filming mistakes. They are calling out an anachronistic piece of clothing. What does anachronistic mean? Anachronistic means that it is something that's out of time. So Stranger Things, as I just recently learned by watching the finale happens in 1989. So I guess it really started like 84. Like the setting of the show is like 84. And the one girl is wearing Under Armour. She gets caught wearing Under Armour at some point. And that was not founded until 1996. So you like figs, but from the plant? Figs are terrible, and figs are full of, again, look it up. You'll never eat another fig ever again once you find out that it's just made of wasps. I just will not eat them. It's not going to happen. You can't make me. Stranger Things is trying to Mandela affect us. Yes, they are. They went and they... Fans complained about it, and then Netflix went in and edited out her shirt. They fixed her Under Armour sleeve. So, yeah, in this one scene right here, I can't believe people have a problem with her wearing Under Armour, not with the fact that she had her mouth was under assault by a tentacle. You're going to complain about one, but not the other. You shouldn't eat American sugar because it's not made from sugar. It's made from cocaine. GMOs are genetically modified orangutans. So, yeah. The Under Armour mistake was not the only mistake they made, though. Apparently, I don't know. They don't name what the other mistake is. Oh, there is a water bottle in in the series finale. Yeah, but they all had water bottles. In fact, they share a water bottle at one point, in which it was unclear whether or not back in the 80s that you could give someone AIDS by drinking each other's water bottles. So I was confused by that. And then as far as cultural touchstones go, this one, I guess this is a sad one. How do you feel about MTV shutting its music channels down? What does MTV even stand for at this point? Because there's no music in it. So after 44 years of broadcasting music videos, concerts, and countdowns, channels like MTV Music, MTV 80s, MTV 90s, Club MTV, and MTV Live have all gone dark as of December 31st, 2025. This only leaves the flagship MTV channel now focused exclusively on reality TV and pop culture shows still on the air. Well, maybe they shouldn't have had all those other channels that had nothing on them. And what does MTV even have on, period? Didn't they cancel that show with the weird skateboard guy and all of his indentured servants? that they paid like $80 million trillion to. Let's see here. The very first video that was ever played on MTV was back in August 1st of 1981. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. It was played as the final farewell on MTV Music before it signed off for good. A beautiful, bittersweet, and perfect. Does music matter to anybody now that AI can just do it just as good? I don't know. Who was ever watching MTV Music, the main 24/7 music video channel? The only thing I'll say is about music is, and this will make Noob happy, BTK is coming back. Those boys just finished serving their country as Korean nationalists or whatever they have to do over there, their mandatory military service. And those guys they're coming back, BTK, and I'm sure they'll have some sort of music video or something. Oh, it's BTS. I thought it was Bind, Torture, Kill. No, they're a different band. Oh, MTV did get hijacked by commies, probably, and it's BTS. Whoops, I could have swore it was BTK. But what's their song you like so much, Noob? It has it's How You Like to Handle Your Men on the Weekends, Butter. This show is not AI generated, thank you. You're disabled from using too much butter on the weekends. Stop using butter. Dynamite is not one of their songs. I would disagree. It does not exist. In fact, that is an outrage. So, BTK was a serial killer. I thought he was a Korean pop group. Doesn't it make sense? BTK better than Korea? I don't know. What am I supposed to know about this? BTS, what does it even stand for? Like, butter therapy snacks? They're probably GMOs, I would assume. What doesn't BTK sounds like they were a Korean pop band. So that's all I have to say about that subject. I will move on to something outrageous. We can arrange that, Noob. We've been waiting for somebody to take you out for years, and one day it'll happen. Although you'll probably be found murdered in bed with butter, but you know, it's time to get outrageous, is what it is. Bind, torture, kill. But what does BTS stand for? It must stand for something. But in outrageousness, would you consider Christmas ruined if you found 55 pounds of meth disguised as Christmas gifts? Somebody must have wished this from Santa Claus and said, Santa, for Christmas, I would like 55 pounds of meth. Did Santa actually drop these gifts off? Were they wrapped in real paper? That's what I want to know. They don't look like they were wrapped very well. They look like they were wrapped in like newspaper or something. With who puts blue tape on their presents? Unless that's like some sort of like light or something to show that there's meth there. I don't know. But according to a Monday press release from Kentucky's Jeffersontown Police Department, 23-year-old Jacob Talamantes was arrested after police seized more than 55 pounds of suspected methamphetamine disguised as Christmas presents. Jeffersontown police play the Grinch. Doing a narcotics investigation and collaborating with the Kentucky State Police and DEA, a police canine alerted them to the presence of narcotics during an exterior sniff of the vehicle. Multiple boxes wrapped in Christmas paper, all contain suspected methamphetamines. Talamantes, a Nebraska native, allegedly told investigators he was coming from Iowa with the intent to traffic drugs. So you're telling me that this man was pulled over and they're just like, what are you doing today, sir? And he's like, well, I'm on my way to Iowa, sir, and I am intending on trafficking these presents in the back because they are full of meth. And that was my Christmas. He was charged with first-degree trafficking. And, I mean, no amount of festive rapping can disguise the harm these drugs inflict on families and communities. I mean, good job, you Kentucky people. You did good as far as making arrests and ruining people's Christmas. What if Santa delivered that? Cthulhu's back, baby. Merry Methmas and Tweaky New Year. Absolutely. That deserves a pop on the screen. Merry Methmas to everyone. And to all, a meth night. Yes, Noob is now hooked on fentanyl. Or what are you hooked on? Opioids. Yes, you are hooked on opioids. Let us wish him a quick recovery so that he can go back to doing the show and stop whining every single day when he's on it. In fact, let's give Noob a round of applause in his attempted meth recovery because he's an injured man. Oh, BTK got executed, so that whole Korean pop group got executed? That does not sound like a good idea. I do not agree with that. In more outrageous news, a Disney worker was hurt stopping a 180-kilogram fake boulder from hitting an audience. So what is 180 kilograms weigh in real weight? Like pounds. 400 pounds, they're saying. I have video on this. So if you're listening, you're going to have to tune into either Rumble or YouTube to catch this video. A worker at Walt Disney World is recovering after being injured by a 400-pound runaway fake boulder. I wonder where they would have a runaway fake boulder. Oh, the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. So let's show the. Where's the video? God, where the heck is it? I had it. Is that it? No. Oh, okay. Here we go. Ready? Let's do this. I can't. Can I make it bigger? I can make it bigger. Let me make sure it's big on the screen for you people. Ozempic is not a valid suppository. It is not. Let's check out Noob get. This is how Noob truly got injured. I'm gonna take the volume. Yeah, I'm gonna take the volume. There goes. Oh, the boulder! It jumped off of its rail, and some dude walked up to stop it, and bam! Oh, he saved some people's lives though. He definitely saved that audience. That's pretty fire. Indiana Jones is running away from the boulder, and then it stops chasing him, and it slows down. And then Indy's like, "Get that boulder!" And then Noob's like, "Rah!" Oh my God, Noob, who knew you were a hero? Who knew? That is shocking. I am appalled that you stood. I cannot believe the humanity of you stopping a 400-pound ball. He took a ball right to the chin is what he did. So yeah, that ball that chases Indiana Jones bounced off its track, and just the guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna stop this because it's going right to the audience, and he gets in front of it and just wallops him. So that's pretty hot. I like that. And it broke his collarbone. It's very sad. Very sad. This one's also for Noob, because he probably also got hurt attempting to do this. Thieves drill into a bank vault and make off with millions in sophisticated heist. This is what's great about today's day and age. We get cool things like this, where it's just like the old days. Like in movies. Like, what's that movie? Ocean's 11, right? They performed some spectacular heist. In this particular sense, they wanted to drill in. They're like, what cooler way to get into a vault than drilling through the wall? And so they did. Of course, this isn't in America, because no one can drill into vaults in America. America's too cool. This is in lame old Germany. Thieves drilled into the wall of a bank vault in Western Germany, stealing cash and valuables from several thousand safe deposit boxes. They really stole stuff from safe deposit boxes? That's stupid. The Gerschen police told a spokesperson that it was worth about $35 million. Authorities believe the thieves gained access to the bank through a parking garage before escaping with the stolen items. What's with all these crazy heists going on? First the Louvre, now German bank vaults. $35 million? That's pretty wild. They have to get exotic and exciting to be like, you know, imagine being today's modern criminal. And instead of doing something stupid like, you know, walking up to an ATM and beating somebody over the head, you actually have to drill into a vault. You have to perform an exotic and special criminal activity, or getting through the world's most secure museum run by female security guards. Yes. I like the censored sergeant. He's saying that Disney was started and funded by the CIA and the tunnels are for, you know, trafficking younger people. You know what I mean? So that's pretty outrageous. These thieves doing that. See, it took extensive planning. They had to think about it. It's very exciting. Yeah, I wanted more. They didn't show anything other than the tunnel. I mean, the tunnel's cool. The tunnel's cool. It's not as cool as that one movie with Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. But, you know, it's still cool nonetheless. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. So I guess that means I will accept that. Oh, I actually do have something to get in or out on. And it's not Mickey Mouse. It is... it's that stupid Madden thing. Right? Madden. I watched the teaser, and I didn't like it. It's got Sienna Miller, who's constantly pregnant, Catherine Hahn, John Mulaney, Shane Gillis. I don't know. This looks silly. I don't really know that I'm into it. I think I mean, if it's free, I'll watch it. But other than that, I'm not super into it. I don't even know, what has this guy even done before? What, should we know him from something? David O. Russell? Amsterdam Act? No, he was not in that. I think he maybe did do a movie called Amsterdam, which I have never heard of, so not into it. But Amazon MGM Studios released the official teaser for Madden on Christmas Day. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really get it. Like, he's just gonna say boom a lot, right? Is that what's gonna happen here? Just not sure. You know what I mean? So, I'm not in. I'm gonna pass on this one. Gonna hard pass, dog. Not into it. Not into it. So, if you want to catch it, it's releasing some Thanksgiving. John Madden's favorite holiday. Very exciting. Thanksgiving 2026. So, guess what? It's 2026 right now. That means you get to see it soon. They should have cast Ric Flair as Madden. Isn't Ric Flair like 90 years old? I feel like he is. And that would have been, I mean, I like Ric Flair. He's cool. Woo! But other than that, can he go boom instead of woo? I don't know. That's a tough call. But I think that means we can move on to the reviews. That's right. We're cruising today. We are cruising. So, Noob jolted all my reviews because he watched things that I did not watch because I refuse to watch Knives Out. I hate Rian Johnson. I will not support him or any of his movies. He ruined Star Wars enough, and I will not be participating. Oh, is it too hard for you to stay up, Noob? So hard. Go take some more pain pills and pass out, you addict. Turducken, I know exactly. I do wish there were still turduckens, and I suspect that John Madden invented the turducken. I think I talked about that earlier. You gotta eat them turduckens. As long as they're not GMO turduckens, right? I'm down. I am down. So, what's the first movie gonna be, or the first thing I watched? We'll do the weird one, the fun one, and then the big one. We'll do it that way. We'll do Bugonia. Not Nugonia. Bugonia. Okay. So this is a third in, and I don't know how to say this man's name. Yorgos Lathanos? Lanthanos? I don't know. Something that sounds vaguely Greek. Let's just say Yorgos. He's the guy who he just won an Oscar with Emma Stone doing, what was that movie? Pretty Things or something like that. And then he did Kinder Types of Kindness. I should look these up because I don't know. He's like an outside indie director, and I don't actually pay attention to what he does. He did, what was his latest ones? He did Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness, which is funny because it starred all the same people. You know, you literally have these same exact actors. So, I don't know what that means, but it's Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. And then Aidan Delbus is fantastic as playing the mentally challenged cousin. And I believe he really is mentally challenged. Stavros Halkias is in it. He's not great, but he plays his role fine. And Alicia Silverstone was actually pretty good in this, shockingly enough. I did not believe she was going to be good in this. 87% on the critic side, 84% on the fan side. I agree with that. It's actually a good movie. It's not as long as you would think. It's about just as long as it needs to be at an hour and 58 minutes. Two conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnapped young men, you know. What's his face is like 40 something, right? Jesse Plemons is like in his 40s. Anyway, two conspiracy obsessed young men kidnap the high powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she's an alien intent on destroying the planet. And I think it was totally worth watching. I really enjoyed it. Critic consensus: Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are on the top of their game in Bugonia, a bonkers entertainment that applies director Yorgos Lanthimos' whip-smart method to modern society's madness. Audience says, wildly audacious, Bugonia may be the bleakest film yet in Yorgos' filmography. Sure to satiate fans, a peculiar deranged and pessimistic satire. I mean, it's kind of funny, but not really. I didn't take any of it as funny in them. You know what I mean? So, but I very much enjoyed this. I thought this was really good. You know what I mean? It was very enjoyable. I didn't see the outcome, although I had already heard spoilers, but having the spoilers didn't ruin it for me. And it was it was very good. I would definitely give it like an 80, 87, B+. A B+ in college. Not too bad. It's weird because after getting naked in all of the previous movies, Emma Stone decided not to get naked in the one movie that I watch. Not that I'm like looking forward to seeing her naked. It was just surprising that she got super naked in Poor Things and then pretty naked in that other movie, Kinds of Kindness. And this, she's like, not at all. Jesse Plemons, I don't know what kind of Ozempic he took, but he is so thin in this. But he looks really, I mean, he looks good for a meth head. But he looks healthier. So I very much enjoyed all of it. It was really fantastic acting. And I think it's worth staying all the way through. You know, and people try to go, if you want to make a point out of it, I don't think the point of it, the themes are not what you think they are. And maybe people just weren't prepared for a bleak movie from this guy, but it was good. I recommend it. If you get a chance to catch it on streaming, do it. I don't know where I saw it. Might have been Peacock, but I don't recall. You know? I feel like the next one is going to hit home for some people. It's going to hit hard, my next review. It is The Neverending Story, which still has not ended to this day. Because they're going to reboot it. An hour and 34 minutes of pure... I have no idea what's going on in this movie. I feel like you got to be pretty high to get what's going on. And in fact, maybe it would be less depressing if Noob shared some of his drugs with a particular horse in this movie. There's a horse that goes off of its antidepressant meds, and that does not work out very good for the horse. Spoiler warning. 84. This was made in 1984. So I just recently watched it. And it has one of my favorite pieces of movie trivia ever made. The critics have it at 84% with only 49 reviews. What is wrong with you people? And the fans have it at 81% with 250,000 ratings. I'm just going to read the description because, no, this is too much. Essentially, some kid finds a book because he's a nerd and gets beat up. And then the book is like a meta presentation because he becomes part of the book as he reads the book. And there's a lot of weird-looking androgynous children in this. And there's also a really kinky dragon. So if that sounds appealing to you in the 80s, you should 100% watch this. There's nobody famous in it. There's nobody exciting to watch with, but there's some definitely iconic scenes. This was a counter to the Jim Henson thing that was going on at the time, and they were like a rival studio trying to show like Jim Henson up, I guess, in the animatronics department, and it does really good. It holds up. It's amazing that slut dragon. Yes, there is a slut dragon in it. Hey there, Atreyu. Boy, you look so good, Atreyu. I still think Noob has never actually watched this movie, which means he never really existed as a child. I know he's too old to watch this, but I have a really strong feeling that he would like the childlike Empress. I have. No, wait, they got another Neverending Story coming out from A24. Really? Is it from A24? I know, that might be too bleak. I would be down to watch it, though. Either way, if it has a luck dragon in it, and it's hopefully not too kinky, I don't know. I do like A24, but A24 is going to twist it into something really weird. And besides, who reads books anymore? Like, would that still make sense that this kid's reading a book, especially in the attic of his school? I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Of course he prefers Marvel movies because he's a dummy. He got suckered. He doesn't like, what's the A24? Ari Aster. I like that guy a lot. He's a good A24 director. What's the Midsummer and... What is it? It's not called Heretic. It's the one I like a lot and Noob cries about because it's too scary for him. Yeah, he loves Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Those are his favorites. He's all about the Marvels. What's that movie? Hereditary. Yes, thank you, Noob. I appreciate that. I very much enjoyed Hereditary, and he very much hates Hereditary because he sucks. Yeah, I don't know about Beau is Afraid. I avoided that one because I heard it was too weird and it was not up my alley. I didn't get a chance to see The Green Knight, which I think I would have liked. I think Noob saw it. He said it was mildly okay. Didn't they do that movie Sheep? I like that. That was weird. That Sheep movie. I like the idea that A24 takes chances on movies. So a remake of Neverending Story. Let's go, baby. Let's get it on. I thought you liked Green Knight. You said it was bad. I like the actual story of the Green Knight. I don't know if I would like the. That's the tricky part. I don't know if I like the that movie, and that director's kind of weird. But I'm up for a weird movie. I'm down. Boring as hell. You're boring as hell. You probably would hate Bugonia too, even though that's not A24. And if Nicki Minaj isn't in it, you're not down, are you, noob? Anyway, so I highly recommend everyone has to watch The Neverending Story at least once in their lives, and they have to be prepared to cry. In fact, Noob needs to watch it because he will cry. Bugonia was... I absolutely recommend Bugonia. Yes. I think you should, if you have any inkling of watching Bugonia, absolutely do it. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. So let's move on to the premiere, the most premiere, The Strangest of Things. I cannot believe this show came out in 2016. I feel like it came out before then. What a controversial end to a controversial show on some levels. It got review bombed. 83% by the critics and 56% by the fans. Here's the problem. They started review bombing it after the pre-end. Yeah, you never got into Stranger Things, but you heard a lot about the ending. Yes, I think the whole world heard about the ending. The thing I would say that's best about... the big thing is the penultimate episode, right? The episode before the last episode, the 7th episode. And then there's the ending, right? I'm going to say something controversial. I think. It didn't go full Game of Thrones on me. People were saying it's going to go Game of Thrones. It's going to be terrible. It's going to end horrible. We're going to hate it. And while it was not very good and kind of stupid, it didn't stick the landing, but it wasn't so bad that 10 years from now, I won't be like, oh, I'll watch Stranger Things again 10 years from now, where Game of Thrones abused me so hard, I will never, ever watch Game of Thrones ever again. Yeah, I don't blame you for saying that about Netflix, because look, we got to review things, so I had to watch it. I didn't go to the theater to go see it, so at least I did that. And it was just kind of like dumb. And the one thing that I'm annoyed about is they didn't wrap up they spent, it's a 2-hour, last episode is 2 hours long. And they wrap up every storyline in the first hour, like all the exciting stuff. And then for the second hour is just, Shakespeare made his plays. I don't know if you've ever seen a chart of Shakespeare, but there's the finale. There needs to be exposition at the end to give you like a come down from like the peak of what happened. And they tried to do that, and it just kind of fell flat for me. But it wasn't so horrible that I will never watch it again. Game of Thrones, this is from Cool Cat. Game of Thrones Season 8 was massively disappointing just because it wasn't long enough. The quality of the season itself was still great. So here's the problem is George R.R. Martin flew out to HBO Studios to try to convince Benioff and Weiss to extend the end by 2 seasons. And they refused because they wanted to go get that big, fat Star Wars or Netflix money where they wanted a $250 million contract. So they ended the series short. So nobody really got to the ending. Here's the fundamental problem is, yes, as Noob says, the writing is garbage. Every single scene, other than action sequences, is 2 people in a room together talking about their feelings. And that's how they shot the entire 8th season of Game of Thrones. And they shot the entire 5th season of Stranger Things the exact same way, which is ridiculous. It's just absolute garbage. people are dying and they're so busy. Vecnar is going to destroy the entire world, but let's stop so that I can come out to 15 people, and I only 10 of them I know, and 5 of them I've never met in my entire life. But I got to come out to all of them because that's more important than saving the world. In fact, it was so important that it was distracting him from killing Vecnar himself, the one character. He could have stopped Vecnar numerous times, but because he was so interested in doing guys, he couldn't actually finish. He couldn't finish it because he couldn't come out to Vecnar. You know what I mean? Yeah, House of the Dragon is pretty garbage. It had also one of the most disappointing season finales that I've ever seen. It does have a lot of dragons, but it also doesn't have enough of short hotness. It gets old hags. The entire second season is just full of old hags. I don't want to see old hags. A Tale of Two Cities is... I don't know that... Is there a movie called A Tale of Two Cities? I don't think I've ever seen it. But the book is... I don't think you can compare a book and people having conversations in a book to a visual format like a movie where you can't just have two people talking to each other the whole time. It's kind of like The Great Gatsby. I was thinking about the other day. The Great Gatsby is celebrating, 20 years or something. And they always said that was the unfilmable book. And it still is to this day. Like, it doesn't work as a book. It doesn't work in the visual format. It works as a book. It does not work in the visual format. What was I looking at? The Tale of Two Cities? I don't think anyone's ever tried to film that. That sounds ridiculous. They would be... there's no way anyone ever made a movie about the Tale of Two Cities because it doesn't work. It's like Catch-22. Catch-22 is a great book, and a lot of people just talk to each other in it. That's perfect. Think about this. If you're reading a book, it's hard to keep track of a multi-tiered conversation. If there are like 5 people in a room together, it's going to be difficult to completely understand the conversation. So someone has to dominate the A and B dialogue. So when you're writing it in a book, it makes sense to have more direct dialogue. But when you're in the visual format, it gets boring watching 2 people scene after scene just talk to each other. You need to have more interesting things happen. So adding several people, like in the all those scenes where they would talk around the table, and they would have to have, even in those scenes, they had to have like the stone that allowed them to be the first person speaking. So yeah, I know it's a book. It was just commenting on the fact it would not do. It's a classic as a book. It wouldn't do as well in the visual format. So that was my point. And Stranger Things falls into the trap of, we have to write this quickly, and it's not very well thought out. There's literally a scene that goes on for 20 minutes of 2 people who are in a room that they can't get out of, where they're going to drown or die. And instead of thinking of a way to get out, they just sit on top of a table and talk about their feelings for the next 15 minutes. Instead of literally doing anything about trying to save each other. So it just didn't make any sense. It defies logic is what it does. So, but here's the thing with Stranger Things. Overall, I think the finale will satisfy the fans enough to be like, oh, that was good enough. Whereas Game of Thrones just pissed everybody off. So being good enough, I think, will cement the idea that people may want to revisit Stranger Things because they're talking about spinoffs. I don't know if they're going to do well, but the other problem is the story, even though it gets very big, is too confined to Hawkins and the people involved in it. Unless there are other ways for another world to invade our planet, I don't see how Stranger Things works unless it's completely different and totally different mythology. So that's what I thought. I didn't want to spoil anything, and I didn't. So we survived. We did it. Let us know what you want us to review next week. Would you prefer Noob Noob? Maybe we should put a poll up. Do you prefer Noob in studio sitting behind me like a little gimp? Or do you prefer him at his own home where he looks like a lonely degenerate? We should put that in the chat so we can have a conversation. Like I said, Stranger Things was fine. I think the ending ended it fine. Harry, 259. I think we'll please the fans. It did fine. And it's not offensive. And it did, you know what I mean? It didn't Game of Thrones us, which is all I asked for. So maybe in 10 years, I might watch it again. I'm not opposed to watching it again. Where Game of Thrones, I will never, ever, ever watch that again. So, don't spoil anything for everybody. But I'm on your side. I believe that is true. Even though I will say, and this is not a spoiler, but something you have to think about. They specifically mentioned 3 waterfalls and the place they went, which is interesting. I think Noob visited this place. Only had 2 waterfalls. So I am concerned that there is one too few waterfalls. And Noob only watches shows that are from 10 years ago because he's trapped in the past. What are you watching right now? Castle and Black Sails. There's no way either of those shows you are a noob. Yeah, I think the place that was filmed was in Iceland because, you stole a flight there and, threatened the lives of everyone involved in that plane. I think I'll have the Mighty 9 done for next week. And I don't know what else is out. There's got to be something we can watch. With Noob back, we will review Knives Out. Oh my God. Are you telling me that it's his favorite is Cowgirls 96? Nathan Fillion is in Castle. Is that the only reason why you're watching that stupid show? Why don't you do a review of Castle? You could do each season separately. BFDI is a good one, but doesn't have a score on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even know what BFDI is. Does it have anything to do with BTS or BTK? Because I'm definitely concerned about that. I got the 2 of them confused. Either way, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I hope this review killed you because it killed me. I'm tired. It's time for me to go sleepy. Battle for Dream Island. I'll have to look that one up. I am not familiar. Hopefully it's an anime because I also review anime when I get a chance. I'm waiting for Chainsaw Man to not charge me too much to watch the Ryzen arc, and I would love to see some more JJK. Your stream was on a stupid cell phone, you noob. It's not a full episode. But I do love all y'all, but I'm on to the next one. Thanks for catching the video. Be sure to join our channel to get the education you deserve. Make sure you check out our shorts, live streams, and catch us on all the socials. Don't forget to like and subscribe.